In this video, I'm going to explain how you come up with the formulas for some of the common two-dimensional shapes that we've been looking at. So I'll begin with the square. Let me draw a square. Okay, so this square has got dimensions of 2 and 2. Now, the formula to calculate the area of a square is the base times the height. So in this example, we have got a base of 2 and a height of 2. So the area becomes 2 multiplied by 2, which is 4. Okay, straightforward enough. Let's have a look now at a triangle, and we'll try and get a 2 by 2 triangle like that, and we'll fill in the area there. So what is the formula for the area of a triangle? Well, the formula for an area of a triangle is half the base multiplied by the height. That dot means multiplied by the height. Now, why is that the case? Why is that the formula? Why do we need to use half in this case? Well, as you can see from the two shapes I've drawn, the square and the triangle, that this triangle is sort of like the square that has been cut in half. Okay? So if I had used the formula for the area of a square, which was the base times the height, in this example, which is also 2 by 2, I would have, whoopsie-daisy, I don't know what just happened there. I would have calculated the area as being 2 times 2, which is 4. Now I can see that the area of my triangle isn't 4. It's 1, 1.5, 2. The area of my triangle is 2. So using the area for a square just doesn't work in this triangle shape. It's too big. The area is too big. Now, knowing that this triangle is half the size of the square, we can change that formula. And let me use my red pen. If I introduced a half in front of that square formula, then all of a sudden, my answer would become correct. Okay? So by using the formula half the base times the height for a triangle, I'm able to calculate the area of a triangle. So in my case, it's half the base, which is 2, by the height, which is also 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So therefore, the formula to calculate the area of a triangle is half the base times the height. Now, let's have a look at another common shape that we're using on the course. And that common shape is the parallelogram. Now, the parallelogram is similar to the square. If you imagine, it's a square that has been shifted, okay, in that direction. It looks like the top has been shifted, okay? Now, the dimensions of this structure, or this shape, this two-dimensional shape, is 2 on the bottom, and we'll have to use the perpendicular height. Now, if you remember, a perpendicular, the definition, it's hard to type using this. Let me type it using text. Perpendicular. Perpendicular refers to a line or a structure that sits at a right angle to another line or a structure. Okay, a right angle being a 90-degree angle. So, for a parallelogram, which is what this shape is, the area is similar to a square. It's the base times the height, but what's important here is that we use the perpendicular height. What I mean by that is this slopey height is not acceptable, okay? Because that slopey line is longer than a perpendicular line. Now this new line that I've drawn, let me draw it again. I'll draw it in yellow. This perpendicular line should sit at a right angle to the base, okay? And it does. And you can see that that line this perpendicular line, is shorter than that slopey line. So that's important because when we're calculating the area of the structure, it's important that we use the correct height, and so we must always use a perpendicular line. Now, often in a problem, the perpendicular line is provided as a line beside the structure like that. In this case, it would be 2. Okay, 1, 2. Equally, they could give you the line within the structure, which is fine. So long as it is a perpendicular line, it doesn't matter where it sits. So long as it indicates the height of the structure, you can work with any of those lines. So in this case, the area of this parallelogram will be the base, which is 2, multiplied by the perpendicular line, which is also 2. So we'll discover that the area of that parallelogram is 4. And we do a quick check, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're correct in saying that the area is equal to 4.